In the beginning, there was silence. And then a subtle pulse as the atoms of the cosmos collided, divided, aligned, and combined, and provided the mindset for masses of minds. And inside new insides, no violence, inclined to climb from this mind, because I'm a child of the most beautiful and powerful instincts of the species. See these easy scenes, bequeath these sounds, movements and pauses, causes a twittering twitch from pineal to pituitary to pulse of powerful practice. Pitter, pitter, patter on the skins of the brain to inflame the refrain I'm about to be saying. So, as I was explaining, in the beginning, there was silence, broken back by the beat. In the beginning, there was silence, broken back by the beat in the boom of the bang of the drum. In the beginning, there was silence, broken back by the beat snare. In the beginning, there was silence, broken back by the beat snare, the beat in the boom of the bang of the drum. I said the beat in the boom of the bang of the drum. I said the beat in the boom of the bang of the drum. Beat snare, beat snare, boom boom, beat snare, beat snare, boom boom, beat snare, beat snare, boom boom, to the bang of the drum, boom boom, beat snare, beat snare, boom boom, beat snare, beat snare, boom boom, beat snare, beat snare, boom boom, to the bang of the drum. Pitter pitter patter on the skins of the brain to inflame the refrain I'm about to be saying. Pitter pitter patter on the skins of the brain, you'll retain this refrain. That's the way that we're made. Pitter pitter patter on the skins of the brain. It's amazing the phrase in the brain will retain. Pitter pitter patter on the skins of your brain. It's so catchy, it'll drive you insane. Boom, beat snare, beat snare, boom, boom, beat snare, beat snare, boom, boom, beat snare, beat snare, boom, boom, to the bang of the drum, boom, boom, beat snare, beat snare, boom, boom, beat snare, beat snare, boom, boom, beat snare, beat snare, boom, boom, to the bang of the drum. In the beginning, there was silence, broken back by the beat. In the beginning, there was silence. And then a subtle pulse as the atoms of the cosmos collided, divided, aligned, and combined, and provided the mindset for masses of minds. And inside new insides, no violence, inclined to climb from this mind, because I'm a child of the beat. Wow. Thank you, everyone. My name is Frankson, and I am a spoken word artist. I'm not going to read my bio because that's ridiculous. I've been doing poetry. It'll be 20 years in July. I've been fortunate to travel across. Hush mode. 27-year-old youth. And I started, you were 7 years old, Reggie. All right? I just want to point that out. It's like, I think I'm getting old. I've been at this a long time. So I'm just messing with you. But it has been a real pleasure in my career to have had the honor of traveling all the way across this country, through the United States, overseas, doing the work that I do. And one of the great things that I was able to do in my career happened last year when we released African Anthology, Perspectives of Black Canadian Poets. There are 20 Black artists in this book, with a foreword from Aita Sadu, who some of you may know as a very famous storyteller and also the owner of a very important Black institution, a different book list in downtown Toronto, one of the most notable Black bookstores in our history. And wonderful words of poetry in this book from incredible artists, people like Olive Sr., who is now the Poet Laureate of Jamaica, people like George Eliot Clark, who has won a Governor General's Award for poetry, people like Rodney St. Eloi, whose writing is in this book in French, a two-time Governor General's Award winner, and so many other great voices, Afua Cooper, who needs no introduction, truly. And folks like Evelyn C. White, that most don't know about, who wrote Alice Walker's biography. And then Valerie Mason John, the editor of The Great Black North, one of Canada's most important collections of Black Canadian poetry. And all of these different voices, Wade Compton out on the West Coast, and newer voices like Tondeway McCarthy and Asante Houghton, Cicely Bell Blaine. We have incredible work in this book. And so I'm going to read, because not only was I the editor of this volume, I also contributed. And so I'd like to read my poem that I contributed to the book. It's called The Blackened Room. Open the door. Step inside the contours of your fear. Caress the warp in your perception that braids devastation to your cranium, tight like rows of Negro corn as each footfall draws you deeper. Wrap yourself in the blackness like a discomforted comforter, too warm that leaves you sweaty, restless, confused, discombobulated equilibrium. Dissolve matter into the ether, argue spiritedly with the lives you'd meant to live before this. The door groans shut behind you, cuts off all possibility of escape. Bidden by the highest bidder who enslaves you to new terror. Bitter as the sea salt that transported anxiety-addled chattel from foreign sands through the hourglass, you are diminished, once plucked from indigenous land and cast onto red-soaked soil unfit for your roots. Shrunk down to near enough to nothingness. Pulverized in aggregate to be ground down into building blocks of oppressive freedom. Shackled by the petrification of ambition and unfree wills, a testament to the death of one's hope. Newly nested in pathology that holds you fetal, fragile like an eggshell, broken open, oozes unrestrained like a liquefied scream. A race to fill cracks and crevices whips quickly across sullen floorboards. Desperate search for unattainable wholeness in the fetid, dank vacuum of a space that proffers no gentle companionship on the journey to pernicious perdition. Just a middle passage from here to where fear lurks in dark corners. Waiting. Thank you. Now I'm going to do 2 more poems and we're going to take a break. But before we do that, in this penultimate poetic performance, I would like for you to engage in a little something that we refer to as audience participation. Okay? So, what we do in audience participation is very simple. You're going to use this piece of meat, your hand, and you're going to slap it against one of your thighs or something, another part of your body, whichever you're most comfortable with, usually a thigh. Please don't clap, though. That's very distracting. And I'm going to get you to provide a rhythm for me, okay? A very simple beat. Don't worry, it's not going to be anything complicated. I'm not trying to make you do let your backbone slide or anything in here, okay? It's very simple. And so, this poem, just before I get you to do the beat, the poem is, I wanted to do it because it's Easter weekend. You know, I grew up, attending church and doing all that stuff, and going to a Catholic school where, I was taught by people like Mr. Ralph Gauthier in the back, who was my grade 5 teacher, who was here to watch. Thank you, Ralph.
Those that don't know the real Greg, I was one of his teaching Greek, so I'll let you know after the break.
Thanks, I think. So this piece is called Sanctify, and the rhythm goes like this. And you're going to do it with me, not as an echo, okay? So it goes like this. There you go. Nice and simple. It goes like this. Knock, knock, me say, knock, knock. Knock, knock, me say, knock, knock. Every time a new contention comes to knock upon your door, no doubt that it is real, it's going to raise your temperature. So now you have to wonder what the Lord He has in store. Let's listen to these words because say I implore for you to step straight up and keep your eyes clear. And never, never question how this challenge can appear. Just know that Satan is not strong enough to interfere. Retain your inner strength and you have no interfere. He cannot make for providence to pass you right by. Inheritance is coming and it can't be denied. And even though the enemy may still come try, just hold on to your gifts because they sanctify. Just hold on to your gifts because they sanctify. Just hold on to your gifts because they sanctify. No other way to say it, with these gifts we can't be cured. And if we use them properly, they multiply to more. So fortify yourself straight through your flesh and to your core. Can say whatever, but this message you should not ignore. Because these words are coming from far beyond me. I had the task to write them down and share faithfully. But you must know the way to use them ultimately. If you fail or if you prosper, is then when we will see. just how well you've learned the lessons of life, to overcome or buckle to the challenge and strife, to live right by the word or catch the blade of the knife. Surrender to the evil plans we know are rife. Every time a new contention comes to knock upon your door, don't doubt that it is real, it's going to raise your temperature. So now you have to wonder what the Lord has in store. Best listen to these words because you know, say I implore for you to step straight up and keep your eyes clear, and never, never question how this challenge can appear. Just know that Satan is not strong enough to interfere. Retain your inner strength and you have not interfere. You cannot make for providence to pass you right by. Inheritance is coming and it can't be denied. And even though the enemy may still come try, just hold on to your gifts because they sanctify. Just hold on to your gifts because they sanctify. Said hold on to your gifts because they sanctify. Knock, knock, me say, knock, knock. Knock, knock, me say, knock, knock. Thank you very much. And I will end on a high note. There's just one last poem that I'm going to perform. It's one that I often end my shows with, just to leave on a good energy. It's written about those who share their art, and especially here in National Poetry Month, as we get people together to listen to poetry being shared in the community. I just want to put that little bit of encouragement to those who do create, to continue to do so, and to continue to create based off of the spark that is ignited inside of them. So I give you Ignite. Spark the light, ignite. Heat up the atmosphere in Kelvin, Celsius, and Fahrenheit. Dance and cast shadows as scorched leaves and wood flicker, and the crowd around the bonfire grows thicker and thicker. Share tales of yore passed down through generation to generation to warm up your thoughts and set a light imagination. When you breathe, feel the blaze of ash-laden air in your lungs. Feed the fire you feel inside, your conflagration just begun. Stir the embers that singe the sky with every spin, strum, sachet, and stroke. For when you first notice fire, it is always signaled by smoke. It carries memory of solidity before fuel converts to flame. Looks down upon the gathering, reflects upon from whence it came, ascends once freed from inhibition, sets an example we should heed while chaff-lit incendiary burns at a flame-lit constant speed. Shake the dust from your clothing, use your singular voice to blend with the chorus before us, make inflammatory choice, spark the light, ignite. Boil like lava beneath the calm, then create streams of creativity like volcanic balm. Flow flips from feeble to fire starter, blackened heart seared in flame. When forged in such heat, you can never be the same. Since to char every last fear, vaporize tears from your eyes, burn bright enough to endear you to the dawn as you rise. To inspire, we must wax like stars burn celestial bright. Melt excuses with the blaze, and when you feel the moment is right, seize the space to find cleansing through creative delight, then share it with hopeful abandon to everyone within sight. But for those beyond your hand's grasp, burn fury etched deep into their palms. Energy the artistic you emits enriches like spiritual alms. So that you dance, paint, sculpt, sing, play, act, write, or recite, when your passions ignite, shine! When you spark your light.